Nino.
Nino, how's it going?
Hey, Junior. How have you been?
Stressing, but other than that, doing all right.
Oh shit. All right. Okay.
How things been with you?
You know, I'm you know, you can only get your dick out so many times before you're like, you know what, maybe I should fly back.
I mean, yeah, I respect it. Have you enjoying the break?
I did, yes. Yeah, 100%. Hey, did you know that you ever never mind. I was gonna talk to me.
Two things I need to talk to you about. Brian Knight.
Okay.
He
Yo, Gooey!
I was in Senior Buns. I was working the food stall, just doing someone a favor because there was literally no stalls open at the time. And I thought, okay, sweet. There's an officer chair. Yeah, it was just after the fucking explosion happened in City Hall. Fucking blew up. I'm sure you know about that, right? And he said, oh, can I quickly chat to you about something? He said, yeah, no problems. Just jump in my car. And all I wanted to chat to him about was seeing if City Hall was going to be open. Because, you know, there's massive rubble there and people were asking me about paying their bills and stuff, right? He then took me to, I think it was Rockford Plaza, and then just questioned me about, you know, Los Santos County's relationship with Blaine County. You know, they were asking me questions about danger, and I was just like, what the fuck's this guy doing? I can't lie, I just saw it as not inappropriate, just overstepping the barrier, because it was just randomly questioning me for like no good reason.
What do you mean?
Well, he was just questioning me about something which had nothing to do with. I mean, fair, he doesn't know I had anything to do with it, but
wait, but
it was just.
But you know, Princess is a terrorist, right?
Yeah.
So how is it random for him to be asking you those questions? Wait, did you at least help him out?
I mean, I didn't really. None of the questions really related to Princess. I'll be perfectly honest. And I mean, I'm saying what I'm saying in court, right?
Oh yeah, you're in the court case.
Yeah, so I didn't really see a need to speak to him as well as Wes like this, right?
Yeah, but you don't know that, Junior.
I mean, my personal opinion is that all I really have to say about Princess is Barry Island stuff. Everything else is essentially, I see it as gospel.
Oh no! Was he sus?
No, he wasn't. I could tell he was putting pressure on just to put pressure on, see if I crack, basically.
Wait, crack about what though?
Nothing. I just cracked generally, I think he was just trying to test my nerve and just trying to feel me out. But
what was he like? What was he asking? I'm confused.
Just quite. This was probably about a week and a half ago now, so I can't recall everything. But it was just questions about City Hall, Los Santos County's relationship with Blaine County, and I'm like,
That's and he was asking about danger.
Yeah. Then apparently Danger had some kind. You saying, oh yeah, Danger, he's sus. He may have some kind of involvement with Burn Up City Hall. I'm like, respectfully, that's not really much of my business when it comes down to it. Like, that's something you guys.
Well, I mean, it is in that, like, if the relationship between both counties is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Shit. Okay. I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is. As long as you walked away from that, like, you know, as long as you walked away with it and they're not like, you know, gonna try to redirect shit our way, you know what I mean?
I don't think that. I think they're really just trying to put pressure on me just for the sake of putting pressure on me.
Okay, really let me call Maxwell and let me see what's going on. So recap for me one more time, because I want to make sure I got this properly.
I was at Senior Buns.
Yeah.
And I opened up the stall because none were open. And then serving a few people, and then I think Knight came up and said, oh yeah, can I get some food? I was like, oh Knight, there's something I need to ask an officer. Am I okay to do that? I was like, yeah, no problems. When you jump, I forgot what I needed to do. And then next thing I know, he's got a recording on when he's interviewing me, and I'm like, this is just strange. Like, I'll compile it. I don't really give a shit because I don't want to just be, you know, I'm happy to comply because I got nothing to hide. But he then just proceeded to just ask questions which I really had no relation to, or just didn't really know anything about. He's like, what do you know about the bombing at City Hall? It's like, just every other person, like, just got blown up. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know much else about that. I think the guy was just trying to put pressure on me just for the sake of putting pressure on me.
I think it's important that when the police ask questions that you are as open as possible, unless, you know, did you tell him that the relationship's bad at least?
I said that was something to ask you and Princess Elena. He said, okay.
I see.
Email me,
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah, I will. And then he said, speak to Princess. She'll probably be in jail in a few days.
Yeah. Because the thing is, the more that we tighten up, especially when it's not our business, that just makes more the reason for law enforcement to put us on their short list. You know what I mean?
That is true, but when I feel it's not my place to make a comment on something, I'm not going to make that comment.
That I agree with, as long as, like, you know, you vocalize that, you know.
Yeah, and I did. I said, look,
yeah,
like, you said, oh, what's the relationship between the two? And I was like, it's not my place at the end of the day. Like, that's something you should be asking Nino.
Oh my God, this looks so sick.
Why are you asking me this? Like, I'm essentially just the business guy in Nino's cabinet. Like, there's nothing really more to it than that.
Yeah, but they don't know that, right? And that's what I mean by, like, it's important to be, how do I put this? It's always important when in government, especially when dealing with the police department, and I've kind of kept you guys away from that mostly because we haven't had to do, like, this is the first time we're dealing with a fucking terrorist guy or woman or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But, like, even if they don't know what we don't know, right? And so you want to always at least give the impression that, like, you're helping as much as you possibly can, because especially with our own law enforcement, if we're, like, resistant to helping, then that isn't only a bad look, but they may end up, you know, putting us on a short list. Well, exactly, right? Like, if our city hall got blown up, wouldn't it be a little weird for us to be like, no comment, pretty much?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it was a voluntary interview. It would have been suspect if I was to say no. Like, I voluntarily got in the car with the guy and voluntarily interviewed him when he essentially said, yeah, I'm willing to chat to you and about City Hall and answer some of your questions, when he was the one asking the questions.
Yeah, well,
you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But like I said, that's why I think it's important to, like, always maintain those relationships. Like, hey, it could be this, like, I don't really know, like, whatever. Like, at least give that impression that you're assisting, because the moment you put up resistance, right? I mean, it's like anything else, like, cops aside, right? You know, if something happened and let's say someone, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, if someone was like, I mean, let's use an example with like Mopec, right? And we go chatting with somebody like that works for one of the mechanic shops, and we need to what the fuck? Wait, I think my harness must have broke.